Welcome to Technocraft Academy. My name is Tim Sen. In case you're just attending the lecture for the first time, um, today we're going to be dealing with sequences. Um, of course, sequences comprise of say string, tuple, list, etc. But we've of course we've dealt with strings several times, and I shouldn't be touching strings at this level of our lectures. Um, okay, so if you are still confused as to how to work on strings, please try to revisit our previous classes so as for you to have a fresher knowledge about how to work with strings. And of course, we are going to be right now. We're going to be. I'm going to be. I'm not going to be touching list that much in this section because we've dealt with list several times. But I just want to, you know, give us a refresher on um, to refresh our mind on how to run for loop on list, and of course do some petty things about on list anyways, before I can of course go to the uh, before I can go beyond, or before I can proceed to the next topics. But I will try to touch, of course, tuple is our main concern here, so that because we've not really touched tuple as much as we should, but I will just work on tuple, then we move to dictionaries, then thereafter we move to sets. Then of course we are going to conclude with sets. Then we move to functions, which we have been waiting for. So that is that. So that being said, what are sequences? Of course, sequences are kind of let me say, how will I put it? These are I'm trying to look at see how to structure what sequences are. Okay, sequences are mutable and immutable data types. Uh, let me say, uh, sequences are what contains, let's say, what contain objects that are kept in specific order. So, of course, you can identify an object in sequence by its what index location. So you can also extract from a sequence with the slicing operation, which we have done before now. So, like I said, I would be concerned about three main examples, which are list, tuples, and of course strings. But strings is out of it. Of course, I've dealt with that several times. And at this level, we shouldn't be talking about strings. So we all know what strings are. But uh, if you can still remember what strings or how to work on strings, please revisit previous lessons and see how it's been done. Then, then of course I'll likely be touching list. Then of course extensively on tuples, or you know, at least to some extent I'll touch tuples. Then of course I'll move towards dictionaries and stuff. So like I said, list. We all know what definition of list, what the definition of list is. So let me just run a for loop. Let's say I have names here. Let me say I have names here. Say names as my list. So I have a list of names here. Let me say I have Timson. Let me say I have another one. Say Tosin. Tosin. Sorry, it has to be in strings. Let me say I have Tosin, and let me say I have Valeria, um, Valeria, and of course, let me say I have Ruth. You understand? Let me say I have Ruth, and I now say something like I want to run a for loop. I want to visit each element or each item there, so I can say something like say for I in so I'm using an in keyword in the range of say length. No, let me say 0 to length of names. You understand? So 0 to length of names. Of course, don't forget our syntax, to indent. You understand? So give me give me the names indexed by what? By I. Give me the names indexed by what? I. This is what it means. So what I'm trying to do here is just to run a for loop on each of the names, starting from the what? From the range, starting from 0 to length of the name. So by saying starting from range 0 to the length of you, we all know how to find the length of a string, or length of anything, length of a sequence. You understand? So one of the sequences is just to create length. Length is a method here, so you can just create a length method and put this name. I taught you this, and put these names in what? In length. So the length of which is, remember, it should start counting from what? From where? So what are the lengths of this? We have what? One, two, three, four. So we have what? Four lengths here. And remember, um range, we subtract the last digit by one. So what we have here is what? Is 0 to what? um to 3, which means is counting from this index: 0, 1, 2, 3, which is still accurate, remember. Then of course this I here is called an iterative, um variable. What it does is, it's it will run an iteration through each of, it will traverse through this index, this list. So traversing through this list, it will be what? It will act as a variable to each element of this list. You understand? So that is that about iterative variable. So by printing this out, it will give us what? It will give us a list of the names. So we can just say this, we can just say print, so it will give us what? The list of names. So we can decide to even manipulate it and say, okay, we don't want it to come on a new line, we want everything to be on a single line. So by just saying comma, say end equals empty string, you understand, we can just say, okay, I don't want it to be on a vertical line, I want it to be on an horizontal line to maintain a single line. So by saying end equals empty string, of course it will put everything together. It's not readable like this, so we want it to be readable. Let's say, okay, put your end, just put space so that we can be what? Readable. Just put space in between this thing. So Python, I want it to be readable. You can just say something like this, so it will be what? Readable. There will be space. Okay, Python, I don't want it to be spaced. I want it to have, I want you to have comma at each of the what? Um after every name, I want a comma and I want a space. You can even tell Python like that, and of course Python will oblige you by doing what you have asked Python to do. So comma, space, you understand. So that is that about running a for loop on the list, for example. You understand. We still have a more intimidating ones, but I just want you to, I've taught something about this, but I just want us to have a fresh knowledge about it, or a refreshed knowledge about it. So let's quickly go to tuple. What are tuples? Let me comment this out. What are tuples? Let me see. Okay, let me just tuples. Tuples are type of sequences like string, of course, but unlike strings, which can contain, say, only characters, tuples can contain elements of any type. Like I always say, tuple can say, let's say we have a variable tuple. It can have, it can have, you can have a string. You can have a string object. It can have an integer. It can have a string data type. It can have an integer. It can have a float. It can have a float. It can have a boolean, say true. You can have a boolean, say true. You understand? So that is that about tuple. But the most important thing about tuple is that, one, it is a read-only primitive data type. That is a read-only type of sequence. It's once tuples are created, it cannot be modified. You understand? You can't make changes to it. So it is an immutable uh, object that cannot be changed once it is created. You understand? As with every sequence, is tuple are zero based. You understand? Tuples indices are what? Zero based. So the first element is at index zero. Do you understand? As it is with other sequences. And of course, the last index is what? At minus one. Like like what I have told you before. So let me just run some Python script on tuple. You understand? So let's say, the other names that we created before. Let me even recreate those names. Let me say names here. Let me now put these. Let me control C. Let me create control V. But in this case, it's a rounded bracket. Tuple is what? In a rounded bracket, not in a square bracket like as it was or as it is with list. You understand? So this is tuple. For example, let's say I want to have I want to have say uh, okay, I want to say print say the names in the tuple, the names in the tuple. Uh, say I don't need that. The names in the tuple are say names. You understand? Let me see what I can print again. Let me print. Let me say print. Okay, I want to print another one. The names, uh, the name. No, I don't need. This is names. The name in the tuple is say name at index say zero. Let me put zero. You understand? Like names. Sorry, names at index zero. Let me say print. Let me say print. Let me say. mm, okay, I can just call this the first name. The first name. Let me say the last name. The last name and the uh, tuple is say. Let me say. We can either say names. You understand? You can either say names. You can say names. Let me say. You can say names. Uh, index length of names. You understand? Length of names minus one. You understand? You can either say this or you just say names index minus one. Both are correct. You understand? So then let me run a for loop on it. So you can say for n in names, uh, print n. So when you run a for loop, the iterative variable is what you will print or you is what you run a return statement or a print statement on. Let me say you should bring it on a new line and because let's say we want to have a new line, say we want to have a comma and a space. You understand a new line. So let's run this and see what it will give us in practical. Of course, the name in the tuples are these. The first name in the tuple is Timothy, the last name in the tuple is Ruth, then, of course, which is the last statement. I believe we all understand what these are. So, or how I came about this. So that this shouldn't be an issue anymore. So that is that about tuple. I can as well say, I can as well create another let me do one more example about tuple. Uh let me say mm, okay, let me say Let me say, I want to look for an example. Mm, let me say, you can run an input function, say input. You can say, enter the name to search, enter the name to search, enter the name to search. You understand? Enter the name to search. You can say enter the name to search. So if any names, you can say enter the name to search. Um, so you can now say if any names or okay, if if any names, if any names, you can say print the name is present in a double. Let me say print name is present in the tuple. You can say the name is present in the tuple. Mm, you can say else. You can either say else, print it's allowed. I just want to introduce you to a new concept. Print not present. You will see that here is, running the else statement like this, same thing as saying like this. You understand? It's the same thing. So I just want you to know that sometimes you might see some uh exercises or some example that may have, or sometimes I may even want to show some level of, so it's just a way it's just a way to of introducing you to a concept that exists in Python too. So you can do it this way or anyway, so it will run. So if we enter, let me say, let's run our input. Let me first of all try to uh let me say, let me run, enter a name, enter the name to search. Let me say Timson. Of course, it will run the first statement. The name is present in the tuple. Let me run it again and put a wrong name, and you see that it will print the S statement. Um, let me say color. You see not present. So of course you can run your health statement like that. So that takes us to another lesson called, or another topic called dictionary. 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 What are dictionary? Of course, dictionary are not the lexicon or lexical, uh or the, should I say, lexicon, or what is it called that you are uh you know of. No, it's not the usual big English word searcher that you are aware of. No, dictionary here is just like we have object in other languages. Dictionary is a combination of key and value pairs in which every key has to be what unique. You understand what I mean by key and value pairs? For every key, there's a value to that key. Key and value pairs are separated by a colon. You understand? And the pairs are separated by what? The comma. So the key value pairs are enclosed in curly braces. So this is just the combination of key and value pairs. Let me type it out. Dictionaries, the what? Combination. Combination. Let me, sorry. Combination of key and what? Value pairs. Value pairs. Excuse me. Let me zoom out a bit so that you have a good view. Then, of course, let me put it in a wardrobe. I hope it is, yes, so that it's come on a new line. I hope it is big enough for your vision. Okay, these are the combination of key and value pairs. You understand? Uh, you understand key and value pairs. and are enclosed in squiggly bracket and squiggly sorry, I can't spell squiggly right now. Squiggly just means curly bracket or curly braces. You understand? So, of course, um, dictionaries are mutable, unlike tuple that is not mutable, which means dictionary can be modified and you don't have to create a copy of it to modify it. Dictionary keys are case sensitive. What it means is that if you create a key with an uppercase, maybe a titled case key. If you want to make reference to it, you have to use that key, that the casing that you use. If you want to make reference to it and you are not using a lowercase, Python will not acknowledge that. So dictionary keys are what case sensitive, and of course, and don't get me wrong, dictionaries are mutable. That means they can be modified, they can be changed. You understand? But the keys are what are immutable. You understand? Keys are mutable uh, because Python associate keys with a unique number called a hash. You understand? A hash. There's something we call a hash table. You understand? So dictionary dictionary keys can be mixed data types. You understand? Dictionary keys can be of any of strings, integers, and others. You understand? So I'm going to be showing examples of how to use dictionary and what dictionaries are and stuff. You understand? So let's say, for example, let me create a kind of sorry. Okay, let me bring this. Let me say, let me comment this out. Let me say, um, let me say, country capital. Let me say country capital. You understand? Let me say country capital. That is country and capital. So let me say, of course, first of all, create your squiggly bracket. Um, this is the key now. This is the key. US. No, sorry, not US. Let me say Nigeria. You understand? Let me spell Nigeria. Understand? Let's say this is the key. Of course, the capital of Nigeria is Abuja. Abuja. Let me say uh, Cameroon. Cameroon. Of course, I know the capital of Cameroon to be uh, Yaoundé. Let me put this in a word wrap. Okay, I think Yaoundé. Yes. Then we have, let's say we have Ghana. Then I think Ghana is Accra. Let's say we have Kenya. Kenya. We have Kenya to be, um, say, Nairobi. You understand? So we have let's stick with these. You know, let's stick with these. So we have Nigeria, Abuja. We have Cameroon, Yaoundé. So the key here is this country, and the value to their key is the capital. So what comes first is the key, and what comes after is the what value. And of course, remember the key and the value are separated with a column, and of course the one object and the other object is separated with a comma. That is, so after the value you have a comma, so as for you to create another key for another so as for you to create another key and value pair in case you are having more than one. So let's create an input. Let's say input. Let me create a variable for the input. Let's say input equals, let's say, enter your country. Enter your country. You understand? So enter your country. So let's say enter your country. Let's now try to run an if statement on it. Let's say if n in that country capital, in what country capital, country capital, yes, if n in country capital print print uh, print let me say print the capital of n, because n is now the what, the, you understand, that is if this n is in the what country capital, then capital N, of course n is a variable there. What is this thing? N is a variable there. We can now say another variable, and country um, capital, sorry, country capital um, of n, you understand, of index n. So so I'm going to be using that which I've used before, remember? So else print, sorry, we, sorry, oh sorry, excuse me. um sorry, I said please, sorry, we can't find your country, we can't um we cannot find your country. So remember, this is allowed in, I taught you this in the previous class. I mean in the previous topic. Remember, I said it's allowed in Python. So let's run. So what am I saying here? I said country capital is carrying, I mean is storing what, a dictionary. So Nigeria, Abuja, Cameroon, Yaoundé, Ghana, Accra, Kenya, Nairobi, and stuff. So and I said, okay, I created an input function where I'll create a kind of a room for a user to enter input, and said if n, and I said if that value entered is in that country capital, if it's here, then print the capital of what, of that country, you understand. So give me the capital of that country, else say we can't find your, say, capital. Okay, capital, can't find your capital. So let's say, let's run it. So we have enter your country. If I enter Nigeria, it gives me what? The capital of Nigeria is what? The capital of Nigeria is what? Abuja. Sorry, there's a typo there. Then if I run it again, put say, can put say, if I put Togo, which you tell me, sorry, we can't find your what, capital, and that is that. And that's not all that for dictionary, but let me still give one more example so as for us to have a kind of more grounded knowledge. Let me still give one more example. Let's say I said something like, say student, let me say student, um, student one equals, let me say student one equals um I'm trying to, okay, let me see, Timson, no, sorry. Let's say Timson has a score of say 60. You can see I'm making string as I'm making string to be I'm making string to be a key, and of course I'm making the value to be what, in an integer. So I'm gonna say And I say Kelly. Let me not use Kelly. Let me use Tosin. Tosin is has 90. You understand? Let's now say Ruth. Ruth has say 95 or 96. You understand? You understand? Let us say student two. Let me say student two. Let me create another student set of students. Student two. Let me say student two. Let me say Valeria has 98. Let me say who else? Let me create Ibanki. Ibanki has say 99. You understand? So let's say this. Hmm. Then let me say okay. Let me say print say the items in the dictionary. Uh, let me say print the let me say print the items in the dictionary. Uh, items in the dictionary are say say mm, what students. I say student one dot item student one dot items. Okay. Items in the dictionary. Why is it showing this? Items in the dictionary. Let me say print. Why am I saying these items? Okay, sorry, I'm missing a comma. Okay, okay. Then of course, let me print out the key. I'm trying to access I mean the key. I mean the items are the items are the keys and diction and the values. Then I want to access the key uh using a key method. Now of course I will access the value using what the values method. So print the print the key in the dictionary. Let me see. Keys in the dictionary. Keys in the dictionaries. Say student one. Student one dot keys. Student one dot what? Dot keys method. And of course, print the um the values in the what? In the dictionary The value in the dictionaries in the dictionary are um, uh, students one dot what values student one dot values. Let me say I want to update. Mm, Let me try to update too, so that it won't. So I can as well say uh, I can say student one dot update student one dot update uh, dot update what student two. You understand? Then of course, what again can I run? Okay, print um, uh, string the items in the dictionary after updating this uh, um, uh, student one student one dot items. You can say student one dot items. Put a comma here. Student one dot items. So let me run a for loop. So I'm trying to let me run an if statement. I'm trying to see what all use all the usable on dictionary. I will explain every bit. Let me just student one if and okay, sorry. Okay, let me just say n equals say um, n equals say inputs inputs. Okay, I can equally say whose score you want to see. Which score do you want to see? You understand? Which score do you want to see? Let me put that in a new line. Let me put that in a new line. Which score do you want to see? Mm, if n in student one, then print. You can say print this the mark of this. You can say print the score. Say the score of. I can say comma n. Um, the score of comma n. Say is the score of comma n is say. I'm thinking about what to say. Okay, say okay. Let me say student one dot get. Use a dot get method, and of course get n. You understand? Else else print can't be found. So I don't want to talk much. Say print can't. Uh, mm, mm, um, else print can't else print can be found. Print this. Mhm. Yeah. So this is it. Sorry for the waste of time. So I'm trying to run. Okay, I created a dictionary storing in the student variable. So dictionary showing the scores of Timson, the key is Timson, and the value is the score Tosin, the value is 90, root, and the value is 96. So I created another student two, set of student Valeria 98, the Banke 99, sorry, Banke or Banke. Then so what am I trying to do here? I said print the items in dictionary, which is the items in dictionaries are by using student.items, it will print everything. Student one dot items to print everything here. That is the key and the value pairs. You understand? So by using items method against the variable, it will bring out key and value pairs. Then of course print the keys in the dictionary. This one, by using the keys method, it will print only the what? The key, which is Timson, Tosin. So it will bring out only the keys. So by using dot values here, print values in the dictionary, you understand? Or the values in dictionary are by using dot values method against student one, it will bring only the what? The score 90, 60, blah blah blah. Then of course, student dot update student two. What am I trying to say to do? I'm trying to add this, that is update it by giving putting this in what? Student one. So by using the update method, it will what? Update. Of course, update method takes an argument of uh the student two. She understand? Instead an argument, so I'm putting an argument of what? Student two to update what? Student one. So and I said print this statement, the items in dictionary after updating are what? Student one the item. So after updating, it will now print the updated version. So I now say here input uh she understands. I created an input function where a user can what? Input a value. So whose score do you want to see? She understand. So if a name is typed, of course the score of that name will be what? Printed out. And of course by using this get method to get the score of that bed else can be found. You understand? That is just what I'm trying to do there, so as for us to have uh, uh, a kind of grounded knowledge on how dictionary is being manipulated using Python. So that is that. Let's see how it's working. So, of course, it printed the key and value pairs. Now it returns us a kind of dictionary items nested, a kind of tuple nested in the list. She understand. It gave us the key and value pairs against each other. So, of course, whose score do you want to see? The items are these. Then, of course, coming. The items are these. The keys in the items are these, which is Timson. The items are Timson and the score. She understand Tosin and then the keys are these. These are additional dict items, dict keys. Then of course the values are what? Dict values, which are these. So the items in dictionary after updating, it now included what? Valeria and what? Bibanke. So whose score do you want to see? Let me say I want to see uh Tosin score. It will give me Tosin score, which is what? 90. So if I put something that is not there, it will run at the else block. So that is that about dictionary. Let me quickly discuss about set. You understand? Set. What are set? Set is a collection of certain values. You know, of course, you can perform number of set operations, including union, intersection, difference, symmetric difference. Of course, let's quickly run set. Set is not something that should waste our time. So let's quickly run set. Let's say uh, let's run set. Let's say we have something like this. Let me so that I can. Okay. So let me run set. Let's say we have for union. Of course, union is represented by what? A pipe. The union of sets is represented by what? A pipe. Where can you find pipe? You locate your backslash. Your backslash. There is a pipe there. You know the straight line is called pipe. It's under above the enter button. I don't know the kind of keyboard you are using, but right above the enter button, you will see what pipe there. So you can just click on shift uh backslash to give you your pipe. So that is that. um so pipe is for union. So in a union operation, an element appears in the say union if it exists in one set or the other. So if you have a set, for example a Venn diagram, I've taught people in data science. So consider two sets, let's say x1 and x2. You understand? Let me say x1 equals say uh, set set let's say set let's say we have 3, 5, say 6. Let's just stop at that. Let's say 3, 5, 6. Let's say 3, 5, 6 set 1. Let's now say set 2. Let's say s2 equals set is a keyword here. So we have say um we have 1, 3, 1, 3, 5. You understand? So the union of this set is this. Let's say se equals, I'm trying to create a variable, s1 um pipe s2. You understand? So if I want to print this, the union is what? The union is the combination of x1 and x2. And mind you, in set, the repeated values won't be repeated. That is how it is in your, of course, your O level mathematics. The repeated values will be what? Will not be repeated, unlike we have in dictionary, sorry, unlike we have in list and other data types. You understand? These three uh, that are repeating and these five will not be duplicated. Set will only take one. So let's see how it's working in practical. Let's say se. Let's print se. So you understand? Of course, I'm starting there with se. Let's see how it's working in practical. You will see that the duplicated values will not be repeated. Look at 1, 3, 5, and 6. Of course, set is represented in squiggly brackets, but the difference between a set and a dictionary is that it doesn't have a key. You understand? It's just different. So that is that. So then we have intersection. An intersection operations In an intersection operation, the element that appears in both sets appears in the what? Intersection. So when you have, that means any element that, let's say for example x1 here, any element that x1 and x2 have in common are called intersection. What do they have in common here? They have 3 and 5 in what? Common. So what is the how do you represent an intersection? You use what? Ampersand. What is an ampersand? The ampersand is the and symbol, which is this. You understand? That is shift 7. You will find your and symbol here. That is how to represent what? Let's print it out and see what they have in common. You see, I said 3 and 5. Yes, I'm correct. So that is that about intersection. Then, of course, if you're talking about differences, in a difference operation, all the elements that are in the say that are in the x1 that are not in s2, you understand, that are in set 1 that are not in s2, we display what as what? Differences. um say let me see, let's see. Differences, of course, is minus. So what are the element that is in s1 that is not in s2? which is what? 6. You understand? 6 that is in S1 but not in S2. But if I change it and I said S2 difference X1, we have what? We have 1, because S2 has 1 and S2 has 1 and S1 does not have 1. So it will be what? 1. So in your mathematics, the difference here is the same thing as uh what you have in your mathematics as intersection. You understand? And of course um you can you can use this method against set, length method, max, min, sum, any, all, sorted, clear, pop, and hard items. You can use all those on, of course, on set. You know, we can have many operations on set. I want you to play around this set. You understand? You understand? Like I said, remember, difference is the same thing as complement in your O level. Complement, but it means the same thing, but here we call it differences. You understand? So it means x1, in case we are trying to look for difference between x1 and x2, x2 and this one, what is in a particular, let's say x1 minus x2, what is in x1 that is not in x2, x2 minus x1, what is in x2 that is not in x1. So we have come to the conclusion of this section. Thank you very much. If there's any question, please feel free to uh, write to me on the comment section. I'll do my best to answer. And of course, you can message me on Discord. And of course, feel free to like and share our videos so that other people can so that it can be of benefit to other persons. Of course, you can as well subscribe to our channels to have, and of course, click on the notification button so that you will be aware when we have new lessons dropped. Thank you very much, and God bless.